This week, we resume our conversation with Andrea Grinstead from the Irmo Police.
The Coal Guys isn't your average real estate podcast.
Our mission is to give buyers and sellers the power of knowledge through their real estate transactions.
We do this by helping first-time homebuyers realize that there are more expenses that come with owning a home than just the loan.
We also understand there are many times move-up buyers and sellers have forgotten the process because it's been so long since their last real estate transaction.
We make the downsizing easy.
Once you get into the habit of working with us, the process becomes so smooth you won't mind to move.
We are also excited to share with you what all the Midlands has to offer.
So not all homeowners have guns, so if somebody is in the process of robbing their home, what should their next go-to instinct be? Flight?
Honestly, it just, it depends. I think fight. I mean, people react very differently in times of stress like that, and I honestly think there's no really right or wrong way to answer that question, because I've even had victims of violent crime, maybe even sexual assaults. They'll just say like, I couldn't fight back. I'm like, you know what? There's no right way to respond to that. You do whatever you have to do to survive that. So, I mean, if some people may only have a baseball bat, and those can do some damage if they strike in the right area. So it just depends.
Yeah, and I think too, as many people nowadays, they don't have a landline at their house. Their cell phone, their mobile phone is their primary phone. Making sure through their carrier that the address registered to that phone is their home address. So in the middle of the night, if they call 911, that address registers correctly, so that people don't have to remember like, oh, I'm at this location, by the way, and I'm not in Austin, Texas, right?
Right, and of course this would come up, and I didn't look it up, but I know through Lexington County, I can't remember if it's like E911 or something like that, sorry. You're able to go online and put like, hey, I have dogs in my house, I have children in my house.
Okay.
So, and a lot of people think from watching TV, like, don't get me wrong, I've watched the Lone Star 911. It is not like that in real life. So a lot of times, especially with Irmo being divided into two counties, so our dispatch is in Lexington, and we're dispatched from Lexington County Communications. But if you're in Richland County and you dial 911, but your phone's going, you're going to go to Richland County 911. And so then we have it's sometimes, especially in times of like when people are really amped up, well, I need Irmo PD. Okay, well, I'm going to send you to Lexington County. And so it's like, what county are they in? So it's very important that if you live in Irmo PD, in our jurisdiction, and you do dial 911 and you get Richland County Communications, send me over to Lexington. I need Irmo PD. And at least, like, if anything, get your address out, because that's where the cops are going to go, is your address.
Great. So what are some of the things y'all are, have we covered just most of home safety?
Yeah, we've covered most.
Yeah, so what are some of the things recently that have been going on in the community that y'all have been involved with?
Oh, lots of stuff. Before I get to that though,
Okay.
We do offer property checks if
Yep.
you go out of town. If you live in the town of Irmo,
Oh, that's good.
we can't drive to Red Bank to check your property, sorry. But if you live within the corporate town limits of Irmo, you can come to the police department, fill out a property check form, and it'll have like if an emergency, who do we need to call, things like that. We'll have all that information at the PD, and then when you come back into town, you'll get a nice letter from Chief Dale letting you know how many times that our officers went by and checked your property.
Oh, wow.
So that's one thing that we try to do to help make people feel at ease when they go out of town. Don't put that you're going out of town on Facebook either. And then don't leave your box for your 9,000 57-inch jumbo virtual reality TV out by the road, because you're basically it's like the Amazon of crime. You could just drive through and be like, okay, they got a flat screen,
And that one's curved.
Yes, if at all possible, like, don't leave that stuff out. Like, if you got to put it out the night before for recycling, But, you know, like, you don't want anybody to know what you have in your house.
Sure.
And so when you leave those big boxes of big ticket items, you're basically just like, hey, this is what we have. Come on in and take it. So. But in the community as far, we did have our national night out that we talked about. It was very hot and humid. We had a great time. The community came out. Everyone really enjoyed the Pelican snow cones. Like I said, the line was like forever. It was like if you were at the DMV, only outside. We had a great turnout. Just lots of things, getting to like that one-on-one with the community, because it's nice to be able to engage with people, not in our official capacity, if that makes sense. Like I said, nobody's ever like, oh, I'm having a great day, let me call the cops and invite them over and just tell them what a wonderful day we're having. No, it's never the case. So it's nice to be able to meet people in a situation where it's not like we're being called there because they've been a victim of a crime or anything like that. And we just, you know, I mean, basically we just get to throw a party for the town of Irmo.
Yeah.
But, you know, next year, we're going to try to move it to October next year because somebody didn't pay the air conditioning bill. It was hot.
Yeah, and going into the fall and the holiday season, what are some of the other things that y'all have coming up that you do as a service to the community or as outreach to the community?
Well, in October, coming up, our officers will be able to wear their pink badges for breast cancer awareness.
Nice.
So, because the color is pink for breast cancer awareness. So, what we'll do in those pink badges just kind of spark a conversation. And you know, like we have people that work at our agency that are survivors from that. So I think it's a nice way for us to kind of bring attention to the cause. And like I said, if somebody sees a pink badge and they're like, oh crap, I need to go get an exam or something like that. If just one person sees that and takes action, then, you know, we've done our job. Let's see, we will be doing Shop with a Cop with the Irmo Community Foundation. We do that every Christmas. Super excited about that. Get to take kids Christmas shopping.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's always got to be a good feeling, good thing to do.
It is, but it's like, it's a double-edged sword, and I'll explain that. Because when you have these children, because we obviously want to take families that, you know, are having fell on hard times or some things like that. And like I had a kid last year, I mean, broke my heart, because they get like X amount of dollars to spend, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I saw officers pulling out debit cards because the kids were going over and they're like, ain't no way I'm gonna tell this kid to put this back. But this one kid was just like, I need to get something for my grandma, I want to get something for my mom, and they're like making a choice, like, do I want this thing or can I get these things for my family? And I'm over there like, don't cry, like, it's, oh God, that's my allergies. And you're just like, it's just, it really, you know, humbles you a lot. And to know that these kids are, while they're being taken on this shopping trip for them, they're thinking of other people the whole time. It's just, I'd be like, just take all my money. Just take all my money, and I will work for free. Let the kids get whatever they want.
Awesome. That's wonderful.
I've got all the answers to the questions I've asked. If
anything else?
You want to mention? Or?
Not right now. I'm sure I'll think of something like 10 minutes from now. But like,
and you've got a new SRO in the schools. We talked about Officer Larrabee last time you were here.
SRO Larrabee.
Yep.
Yeah, he's at Irmo Elementary. It's his first day.
Hopefully he'll have good things.
Yeah, like I said, hopefully he doesn't get his lunch money taken, but
hopefully he'll still be there by the time it's up.
You know what? There's no telling what he will look like when school's out today. His hair will be all messed up. So, you know, we're really excited about that. It's a good chance to kind of get into a school, get our feet wet with an elementary school. And just, you know, that's just one more way that we can outreach to parents and kids, because really, you know, for a lot of these children, you know, some people don't remember growing up with having a cop in their school. Like we pre-Columbine, that just wasn't a thing. Cops did not come to schools. So a lot of times, some of these children, their first perception of law enforcement may be an SRO. So we definitely want to be able to give them a positive imprint of what law enforcement is, because unfortunately in these times, sometimes these kids, they don't, because of their circumstances, the interactions they have aren't positive. So, you know, if we can just get in there and interact with the community and, you know, show kids like, hey, listen, we're your friends. Like, if you need help, you should definitely come to one of us. Stop telling your kids the cops are going to arrest them if they're bad. The last thing we want is for a kid to be afraid to come to a police officer for help. So don't do that. We don't like that. So I'm not fans of it.
So awesome.
Thank you so much for joining
You
us.
are welcome.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure having you back.
No problem. Depending on how this goes, I may need a job. We'll see.
All right, well, we're the Cola Guys. I'm David.
I'm George.
And we're done for the day. Thank you, Andrea.
Bye.